I can't show up for these kids if I'm not showing up for myself. And as much as I want to leave work at home, work at school, I can't. So I got to figure out a way to balance it. So for me, it's talking to my therapist.
Welcome to another episode of Follow Suit. As always, I'm your host, P.O. Today, we are recording from the Charlotte Podcast Studio, and I have two of my good friends with me. There's some pressing issues in today's world of education, and I brought two Black female educators here to highlight some things. I'm going to have Shamoya. She's another transplant to Charlotte. She's from Bama.
Yes, Roll Tide.
I don't know. And then the one to my left, to my immediate left, you don't want to play with. She's from Chirac. My good friend Shauna. Appreciate you ladies coming to join me today.
Yeah. Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us.
No problem. So one thing I wanted to talk about as we get kind of rolling into it with Black education and educators in general. What are some of the things that you feel like are important or is missing in today's spectrum of education, and particularly with the teachers?
With the teachers, experience, I think if you look, especially in Charlotte, if you look at the teachers that are there today, a lot of them are less than 5 years in, which is not a bad thing necessarily because, you have those veteran teachers, those are older eyes, and it's okay to have fresh eyes. Those, we're equally as valuable, but a little bit of experience helps too. So
Okay.
maybe some experience.
Relationship skills, knowing how to make positive connections with kids. I think that's a big thing in education. In order to teach a child, you have to know a child. So relationship skills.
That's a good point there, both of them. And I think they kind of go hand in hand, believe it or not, because you have to have that experience to understand that you need to build relationships with these kids in order to make an impact. Yep. So when it comes to the relationship skills, me as a man, I feel like there's a thin line that you got to toe, because lately in CMS, you'll see like a lot of very, very concerning situations where you'll see like a teacher was messing with a kid in a sexual manner or doing inappropriate things. And like for me as a man, if a child is trying to confide in me, I want to be able to have that, be that advocate and that outlet for them. But I have to be protective of myself, because I'll be damned if I'm in the media for something like that, or if something's confused. So what do you think, how do you manage that, building relationships and towing that line with being professional?
Well, first of all, I'll say as an educator, building relationships is so important because kids don't learn from people they don't like. But it's also important to maintain that professional boundary. And that requires you to not necessarily be as touchy-feely sometimes. I can show a student that, I care and that, I appreciate them from being there by saying, hey, it's good to see you. Glad that you're here. But yeah, it's different for men. And I think the line for you all is a little bit different than for us.
It's thinner for me.
Yeah.
It's very.
Why would you say that? What's the biggest difference to you guys?
I think the reason why it comes off a little different with women is that kind of like that motherly situation. And not to say that a female educator can't take advantage of that. However, I think the line gets very, very thin when it comes to male affection, especially with young girls or trying to be there for them. So yeah, I think women kind of get a little, not a pass, but just a little lenient because, you get that motherly kind of vibe.
We're known to be a little bit more nurturing.
Yeah.
So we have children. We're the ones that are typically known to be, responsible for rearing the children. So we have, that ability to be caring, and it just doesn't come off that way.
Yeah.
Got you. And I understand it completely, because I remember having teachers that I'm still friends with on Facebook to this day, and they were very, very good. Shout out to her name was Miss Taylor. Shout out to Miss Taylor, Miss Fears. They were very, very influential on us growing up, and they still check on us to this day. But but I felt comfortable with them because of that, them being that advocate and that outlet to us. But the thing that's kind of weird is because, like, if I remember one time as an educator, there was a young lady who she would only open up and confide into me, and I found out something very, very dark. But I couldn't have her come into my office and be in there. I just had to keep that guard up and be protective of that as well. But I didn't want her to feel like she was
turning her away.
Yeah, like and something she said was
trusted adult.
and I feel like that was a very like her life could have been in danger based on the information she told me. And I didn't want to push her away, but I didn't know what to really do. So I went to the higher powers and they were like, yeah, just kind of be hands off.
Yeah.
And that disturbed me. So like, how do you handle situations like that?
It's difficult. Before we even go into the school year, we're required to do mandatory training, which teaches us how to do that. You know, when we're one-on-one with the student, we can't have the door closed. There should be somebody else there. Yeah. But we're just trained, and we are mandatory reporters. So if someone did come to us, then we have to just handle that as an adult.
Yeah.
And go through those proper channels just to make sure that that child is safe, because that's number one.
Yeah.
So I think even with a male, as long as you're honoring that, you still can CYA.
Yeah.
You know, because you have to think about that. It is a double standard, but as long as you know, go according to those standards, then you're good. Even though it might feel a little bit uncomfortable, and then you have to ask yourself, why does it feel uncomfortable?
Yeah.
So
that makes sense.
Sometimes I think you have to kind of tag team it.
Yeah.
Like that student might be comfortable, but it's like, hey, you mind sitting in my office?
Yeah.
You know, hey, they just here just in case you want to talk to someone else, you know, having that kind of tag team. So it's like, I'm never in a room by myself with this student. So knowing that what that student went through, it can never come up like, oh, well, we were alone. No, you got somebody. Hold on, wait a minute. That's not how that happened.
Keep your story.
You got to keep it. You got to have somebody there to be your support.
And to your point, you would be surprised how open that students would be to following your guidance in that way, because they do trust you, which is a huge part of building relationships as well.
Right.
That's how you establish that trust, by being consistent. They know they can come to you because obviously you've created the foundation to be a trustworthy person. So if you say, okay, let's, come with me over here. Or, let me have you talk to somebody else.
Let's go sit in this office.
Yeah.
That makes sense. And that ended up kind of being like what happened in that situation. But the whole time I was just so concerned about when I pass that person on to the next person, would they be as gentle with their situation as, because like, people don't know when you are dealing with kids, the emotional drain that you got to take home and what they're dealing with. So can you guys kind of allude to that a little bit? Like, what is that? Because when we talk about you go to work, you come home and you leave that at the door, but you can't in education.
Not in this profession.
Like those kids go through real things, and we need to speak to somebody after hearing about 6 kids being homeless, and this kid ain't ate all night and he's blacking out in school. So like, what kind of emotional damage does that do to you?
I don't think this is a job where you can just leave it at work. As much as we try, we all say that we do, you grow these relationships with these kids. You get to a point where I even catch myself saying, oh yeah, some of my kids, because for 8 hours, these are my kids. These are my babies. Like, these are my kids. So as much as I want to leave work at work, I know that's not realistic. But me having a background in mental health, I'm very big on having someone to talk to. So me and my therapist, we are locked in. I'm like, hey, don't forget, I will see you Thursday because I can't show up for these kids if I'm not showing up for myself. And as much as I want to leave work at school, I can't. So I got to figure out a way to balance it. So for me, it's talking to my therapist.
Got it. Is that the same for you?
Yeah, shout out to my therapist too, 100%. But it's also important to maintain the idea that you can't pour from an empty cup, and you can't do everything and be everything for everybody. You can only do what you can, and hopefully your good intentions will shine through. But you do develop such a close relationship because you're dealing with the same students all year, and a lot of times they're with you more than they're with their own parent. So it's real. But I can only do what I can, and I try to encourage them to always be the best. And sometimes it might end up being the fact that I'm their only outlet, but I try to encourage relationship building with them as well, because I let them know how essential and important building relationships is all throughout the year. So it's not just at the beginning of the year when we talk to the students about expectations that we're talking about relationship building. This is something that is incorporated through SEL, social emotional learning all throughout the year. So hopefully that helps and pushes, them to also find other outlets or ways to cope.
And I think that is a big factor, and that they will eventually, well, hopefully most of them you'll see, because we were talking about you can't save everybody. But like for me, one of the things is when I'm speaking to the kids, because I coach football. So when I'm speaking to those kids, and I will always ask them, like, do you know why I do this? And they were like, yeah, because you get paid and this is. I'm like, no, bro. Like,
What?
like no, bro. I do it because I love you.
Right.
And
This is not the job.
and these are young men, so
Yeah.
I want them to
Yeah.
hear another man be open enough to say, like, bro, I love you. Like, I do this
Yeah.
because I love you.
Yeah.
We not making no money
Right.
doing this. Like, I'm spending time away from my family
Yeah.
for you. I do this for
Right.
you. So I want you to see that and embrace it. And a lot of times, especially where we were at, those kids, I would tell those kids the same, like, bro, I'm here because I love you. Like, there's a lot of things I could be
Right.
doing with my life than coming here every day and be
Yeah.
drained. But
Yeah.
I need you to understand. And I ain't trying to hear that soft, I ain't trying to hear that
telling
stuff.
them,
Like,
it's okay.
You got to
It's
just
okay.
keep repeating it.
It
You
is.
got to.
Yeah.
And I a lot of that stuff, like when we leave school,
Mm-hmm.
I worry about them kids. There's kids
Yeah.
that I used to see every day and be like, God, man. They're like,
Yeah.
Perry, come get your kid. And I'm like, Jesus, man. Like,
Yeah.
I used to
Yeah.
dread seeing them. And then, not from a negative standpoint, just because I just knew it was going to be a lot
It's gonna be
that
taxing.
day.
Yeah.
But because I love them,
Yeah.
it's like, okay, come on, let's go. And
Yes, and to your point, it's a lot on us too emotionally,
Right.
and it teaches us so much to start over every day.
Yeah.
These
Yeah.
kids
Yeah.
can get on your nerves.
They
Yes,
do.
yes.
They like
You
Velcro
have-
kids. They get
yes.
stuck to you. And I
Yes,
be
they
like,
get
here we
stuck.
go again. But
You have to start
Yeah.
over. And what love really is, love is patient, love is kind. You have to really dig deep. Yeah.
very deep.
So because of the love factor of it,
Yeah.
and you have to love it to do it. Like I wanted to touch on with the situation happened in Minnesota, like when in crisis, how do you handle that? Because from my standpoint, I'll just speak as a man. My number one job is to protect my family and then to
Yeah.
make it home to my family. That's my thought every day. Is like, okay,
Right.
get home to my family. And you don't want to think about my mom was a teacher.
Yeah.
My wife's parents were teachers. And I would have been devastated if my mom gave her life up to save a kid.
Mm-hmm.
But then I think about it because I'm a parent also.
Yeah.
My kid is with you all day.
Mm-hmm.
I expect you to protect them with your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is that mindset in the event? Does it ever even cross your mind as a teacher that this could go down today? And how do I defend them if that happens?
Yeah. It definitely crosses. I think because in America, especially, it's become so normalized. Like they're doing lockdown drills, or we're teaching like if someone comes in with a gun, what does that look like? And to that point, like I pray every day. I pray either by myself or with my mom.
Yeah.
But the thought does cross my mind because I do love these kids so much that it's like I would do anything to protect them.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, part of that is the possibility that I could get harmed
Yeah.
in the process of it. But it's almost like an unspoken, I don't want to say oath
True.
or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
pretty
kinda,
much, yeah.
Yeah, it's like an
Unwritten rule,
unspoken thing.
yeah.
Like if you going into education, you know that there's a possibility that could happen. And it might not even be on that level, even with, the administration and ICE and things like that. Like you put your life on the line for these kids. And it's just part of the job.
Yeah, especially what happened in Minnesota. As the year is starting, I don't know all of the students in the school. So, while I'm on duty at lunch, I'm looking around the room like, would any of these students do that? And even going through the drills and stuff like that, you ask the students, okay, what should you do during this, X, Y, and Z event? What should you not be doing? So it's always like a hard moment when I realize that I'm going over this with the students, like what to do during a lockdown. And they do kind of become desensitized because I have to tell them, okay, just because we're saying that you hear lockdown over the speaker doesn't mean something is happening, because they're curious too.
Yeah.
And it's up to me to maintain that solid front so that they're not concerned and not worried and that they are prepared. And I hate that they're desensitized, but they know what happens. We have to turn off the lights, the doors locked, the shades come down. We are quiet.
Yeah.
And I feel secure. I feel that, I can handle the situation just based on my military training, but I also believe that nothing can happen to me without God's permission. You either trust him or you don't. And
Absolutely.
for me, worry is fear that God got it wrong or he won't get it right. And for me, he always gets it right. So these babies will be okay. Like you, I pray over the kids every day.
Right.
And that's all I can do.
Yeah. Yeah. Control what you can control, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's deep. And it's the other sad part about that is too, because I remember going through lockdown situations and we didn't do that in school. The most lockdown we had was tornado
The
drill.
tornado with the book over your head in the hallway.
tuck your head. I probably got
Like
back problems. That's
drill.
where I got my back problems
Yeah.
from, is the tornado drill.
Oh, come
But,
on,
you
the
know,
tornado drill.
getting old, getting old.
Like,
But these kids, like, they take it as a joke. They don't take it serious when we
Yeah.
like, hey, listen, you need to be quiet because if something go down, I need you to understand this protocol. But they be like, oh man, I get my gun and I shoot them back, and it's
yeah,
just
Yes, yes.
like,
Like, what do you mean by that?
Was he
They
for
do
real?
say
Or,
that.
like,
Do I need to call somebody? Like,
Yes, they do say that. Back at home, if I had, this happen, I would do this. It's like, do you really have that at home? And it
right.
just extends the thought, like, what are these kids really capable of, and what are we really dealing with here?
Yeah.
How did we get here?
A lot of our
Yeah.
kids aren't kids
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah,
They're kind of
mentally.
put in these adult roles mentally.
Yeah.
And they don't get that freedom of just being a child. Like, there's no reason you should be like, oh, well, I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna get mine. Like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
You're a
do you think
child.
that, so I asked a question on my TikTok one time. Do you think that comes from, like, why is negativity promoted so much? Do you think that comes from like home life, or like, where do you think that stems from? Because people always try and say like, oh, it's the video games, it's the music, it's the TV. But
Yeah.
my dad had me listening to Too Short. I ain't never shot nobody. Okay, I watched Menace to Society.
Yeah.
I played Mortal Kombat. I ain't did none of those things.
Very
So I just want to know, because my dad, if I repeated a word, son, we don't do that.
Yeah.
So that's just my opinion, though. But why do you guys think that negativity in the youth is so glorified?
Well, do you want to take this? I can.
I mean, I'm not a parent, but like you said, growing up, my mom, I listened to rap music. I ain't never wanted to do half of the things that have happened. So sure, social media and music can be a factor. I don't think it's the only factor.
Yeah.
I think it's about what goes on at home as well. So
Certainly a combination of all of those things.
right.
Social media is completely different, because we're sitting here talking about, like, we would never do that, but we grew up kind of like in a different generation a little bit. Social media has, I believe, made people a little bit more emotional. It's a place where people feel like they have to give their opinion whether or not it's needed. And because they become so emotional, that's how they operate. They're operating in a hurt body. It's just kind of like at any point they can just lose it, because they don't have the tools to kind of govern themselves yet. These are young minds.
So what are some things about social media that you wish would change? Or what are some positive things about social media that you think that they can get out of it, like the youth? Or is it just something that you wish, like most old heads, like, back in my day, we didn't need those things?
I'm still,
yeah,
you know, I'm a
kinda
little
there.
younger
You a
than
little
y'all.
there.
I'm a little,
Oh, yeah.
but I think social media has its pros and cons, like anything. It makes a lot of the world accessible to kids. They're exposed to certain things that maybe they didn't know that's out there. So social media can have its perks, but the same way that it can expose positive things, it can expose the negative side of things, you know, like baddies and the rappers and loving like that kind of vibe. A lot of our kids like, oh yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Like, I want to be like that. And it's like, or hear me out.
Yeah.
There's some
yeah.
other options.
Yeah.
You don't have to do that. So it's gift and a curse. Yeah, I don't think kids should be on social media super early. I definitely think that has an issue. Like, that becomes an issue.
Like, you mean like elementary kids being on?
Yeah, like elementary
TikTok.
kids that can barely read, but they know how to work YouTube and TikTok.
crazy.
That is my
That
pet
part.
peeve.
Yeah.
That part.
You can't spell your name, but you know how to get on TikTok and you know all of these dances, songs, and stuff like that. Like, there has to be some type of balance. Like, I know they have like YouTube Kids, stuff like that. Sure, Gracie's Corner, love it down. But there needs to be some type of line between the ages of having social media, in my opinion.
So to touch on, you said like social media and the baddies and stuff like that, and you guys being educators, I keep seeing stuff on TikTok, and it's like Teacher Bay, and they are very, very,
my
very,
shoulder.
very. You're not at school.
I'm exposed.
You're not at school. You're not at school. But like, there's teachers who will go to school wearing like a tight skirt, and yes, if you thick down low, then you can't help that. But
Right.
do you think it's appropriate to wear certain outfits, or do you just think that it's like, if they built a certain way, that's just how it is, and deal with it? Like, what's your take? Because as a man, I want to really know.
okay, so I don't want to say teacher Bay was wrong. I don't like to say people are wrong, maybe the behavior, but it's my personal opinion that what she was wearing was not appropriate for school. I mean, you're there to teach. It's not a fashion show. It's not, you can express yourself, but it makes a difference, especially depending on what grade level. I don't know anything about her, but if she's anywhere teaching middle school through high school students, it's definitely not appropriate.
Hormones
it's
is
a
crazy.
distraction.
Right.
I've even had a situation where the boys in my class were like, oh, this person thinks you're cute. And it's just like, you shut that down immediately. Immediately.
Yeah.
And my personality doesn't even give that you can even come up to say something like that to me. So I don't even know how that happened. But it 100% matters.
It does. And like Taylor said, you can dress cute. Like I pride myself on having cute fits. I love getting dressed. If I look good, I feel good. I mean, I'm gonna have a good day. I'm gonna do good.
Right.
Love it. You can dress professionally without showing your body.
Yeah.
And I mean, okay, granted, she does have a body. Shout out to you. God bless you with it.
Yeah.
It's ways to cover it. Throw a cardigan on. It's just the way you do it. You can still dress professionally and still be on trend.
I got you. And I think what you said is a big point too of kind of like nipping it in the bud, because I remember at school one time, and I'm wearing polos every day. I'm not going around in no cutoff t-shirt or nothing like that.
Right. Yes.
I'm wearing a polo to work, and these two teenage or preteen, I don't know how old they were, but these girls were like, Mr. P, you a baddie. I was like,
they'll try it. They will try it.
So when she said it, I was like, what you say to me? She's like, you a baddie, Mr. P. I'm like, first of all, don't ever approach a grown man like that, because there's grown men who out here who won't care about you like I do. They'll take advantage of you. So you need to stop that right there. Second of all, don't disrespect me like that, because that's inappropriate.
Yeah.
But again, there were people who worked in similar schools that I worked in who weren't the same character that I had, and they took advantage of those kids. So I just be wanting to young girls and young men, because people think if a young man slept with a teacher, like, oh man, that's raw, man, you cool. But he got taken advantage of. And who knows what that can do to him long term. And it's definitely for a girl. I'll be damned if I knowingly let a little girl get mistreated or disrespected in that manner.
Yep. And you don't want anything to get misconstrued, because whether or not you participated in it, word goes around. And now all of a sudden this rumor has been started where, let's say the girls heard, or somebody else heard the girl say that to you. They can make up something, and you just do not want to be.
You went with it. Like,
yeah.
Like, no,
you
gotta shut it down.
Yeah, you have to shut it down.
Yeah, I didn't even
Immediately
think about
swiftly and harshly.
Right, like what?
Directly.
No.
I was so offended. I didn't even think about that aspect of it. Yeah.
Yep. Because they'll talk.
So some quick get to know you questions, right? I'll bounce them off for both of you guys. All right. If you could keep 3 apps and 3 apps only on your phone, what 3 apps would you keep?
3 apps only?
Yes.
I would say the Bible app. Used it today. Shout out to my church. I'd say the Bible app. Certainly with my stocks and stuff like that, because I invest. So maybe one of my stock apps. And then this is tough. Just 3. I would have to go with my regular, because I have an iPhone, so my Safari app, because I need to be able to look things up.
Okay.
3 apps. That's tough.
It is tough.
Oh, I got to keep my personal assistant. Me and Chat GPT.
Chat is the GOAT.
Chat GPT, that is my assistant. So I got to keep that. Ooh. My calendar. I have short-term memory loss. If it's not on the calendar, I will forget everything. Dang. Yeah. The third one has to be some social media, but I'm trying to figure out which. Maybe Facebook.
Yeah.
Because I got Facebook, because I have my family on there.
I listen and we don't
judge a little bit.
Family.
I did.
Let me tell you.
I'm accountable.
The book, it get a little messy. I like that every now and then. But also, most of my family is on Facebook. And since I don't live close, it's just kind of my way to keep in touch. So I probably do Facebook.
For me, I definitely need maps. Maps got to be on.
I didn't even think about that. I don't know my way around
not cheating, because
nowhere.
I already knew the question, so I
yeah.
But maps, I definitely need the music. I need Apple Music, and then the third one.
I didn't even think about that either.
Right?
The third one would probably be it was either like Facebook or Chat GPT. I was kind of kind of trying to balance. Now I can get on chat on the computer, but
yeah, with
but it's something
Safari
with
too, you
having
can
it
reach
right
Chat
there.
GPT. That's what I was thinking. But I would
See,
have
I
to
was
take it back
thinking
and
real
get.
critical. I was like,
No, I got to do like
quick,
TikTok
fast,
or
and a
something.
hurry. No.
What is your guilty pleasure snack?
Popcorn and jalapenos.
Extra
And
large
jalapeno.
symphony bar.
Wait, so one more time. What is that?
A symphony bar.
What is that?
It's like this big.
Oh,
It's
that
like
chocolate
chocolate.
bar.
It's chocolate, but it has like almonds and toffee in there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a chocoholic. The devil is a lie.
Yeah.
I'm not claiming that, but yeah.
No.
Popcorn with jalapenos?
Yeah, you get the salty, you get the spicy. It's even better if you get the jalapenos from Trader Joe's, the hot and sweet jalapenos.
Yeah.
Then you get the sweet, you get the salty, you get the spicy. It's 10 out of 10.
If there was one narrative, I'll get this to both of y'all. If there was one narrative that you can change about Black people, what would that narrative be and why?
That we don't have a culture.
Mm-hmm.
That we don't have a culture, because we absolutely do. I know that's been something that's been going around lately.
That we don't have culture?
Yeah. See, that's why I got to stay off TikTok. I've been in too many
I ain't
arguments.
seen that Discord.
Yeah, the diaspora arguments between, the Scottish.
Can you elaborate more about, like, what do they mean by we don't have culture?
We don't have a culture. They say we don't know where we come from, but foundational Black Americans, we've established our own culture here. We've been here for however many years or whatever, decades. We do have a culture here. 100%. Whether it's food, whether it's music, dancing.
We are the culture.
We are the
Literally,
culture.
we are. That's
we
why I'm
are.
shocked.
We are
Like,
so
it's a thing.
influential.
That's crazy.
What would yours be?
That Black people, and I know it's kind of stereotypical, but the angry Black people are funny.
Yeah.
We could be going through it, and Black people gonna find a way to laugh about it. Like, I will be going through it at work, in my personal life. I'm gonna make a joke. I'm gonna laugh.
Oh, it's certain situations in that job that's
I'm gonna
hilarious.
just laugh. Like,
so
you gotta
dope.
laugh. Like, we do not be angry like that. We are key. We are funny.
I agree. Like, if I had to come back, if I died and I had to come back, I would always come
choose
back.
Black.
Okay,
every
one more
time.
question. Since you said that, if you can relive one year, what would that year be?
Oh my God. That is so tough.
What year?
What year would it be? If you can relive one year.
You know what? I'm gonna go. Maybe like
that's hard.
20.
It wouldn't change anything, right? Like, just we want to go back to feel a couple things twice. We don't.
Yeah. No, it's not
I don't
like
wanna
if
change
you
the
watching
trajectory.
Marvel, then it's alternate universe. No, nothing like that. No. You just relive the moments. That's it.
What year was that?
Probably
going like 20.
I'd say probably when I was
2016,
18.
2016 is the
I was
year.
at Bama.
2016?
Yeah, the Cavs won a championship. It was just a good time. Life was good.
Life
was good. My wife was pregnant with our firstborn.
Gosh, I just
life was
realized I'm
good.
old.
Life is still good though.
2016, 2017. I was graduating in 2017. So like the end of 2016 into 2017, I was getting ready to graduate college. Bama was on top. Life was good.
Yeah.
Life was good.
I don't know, 2010, 2011, something like that. Music was good. I mean,
I try and think
I'm
of time
old,
where
but I'm not gonna let y'all.
Fam, we close, but is there any questions that you guys have for me?
What made you want to get into podcasting?
In 2019, I lost my uncle to suicide, and then when COVID happened, I was trying to think of like something to do to like one, with our downtime, and then two, like how can I, because we never knew that he was going through nothing like that, and I wanted to just be able to be vulnerable and talk about our problems and share similar stories. I'm not trying to be sappy and be all about like, oh man, mental health, but like you go through stuff.
Yeah,
I go through stuff. If we talk about it, somebody at home's going through it and probably will be okay. So that would be my reason why. Yes.
I like that.
I don't know. With the amount of division that we do have possibly in the Black community, do you ever think that there's a chance that we will all come together?
I think we come together for certain things, certain events. Like if we want to ride for a certain cause, we'll come together for that moment.
Oh, yeah.
But then we always end up dividing. Once that's solved, like when Obama was running, okay, we was together.
Oh, yeah.
When we was anti-Trump, we was together.
Yeah.
Or if somebody...
92%.
Yeah, if it's like... like when like George Floyd and all of that, we'll ride together for moments like that, but we can't sustain it for some reason. And I just don't...
Why?
I don't know why. I don't know if our pride is too much. Like when you think about other cultures, like I think the Asian community kind of just stick
Yeah,
together.
they locked in.
You know what I
together.
mean?
Yeah.
And Mexican community, they kind of stick together.
Yeah.
So I just wish our people can be like, I don't know if they have like
Yeah.
Asian on Asian crime. I don't hear that a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just wish could we all get along? You know,
It's
Can't
a
we
saying
all just
that-
get
Can
along?
we all
Not
just
a
get
Rodney
along?
King
Yeah.
quote.
I'm just saying, but I'm just
Y'all
saying,
get
like,
along.
I try.
feel that, though.
I want to
Yeah.
try
Yeah.
to promote and highlight the positive side of the Black community
Yeah.
because, like, man, we ain't known each other that long, but
Right.
it's love,
Yeah.
and that's how it
Yeah.
should be amongst our people. And when you
Yeah.
move out of state, like I feel that love down here. When I come here, there's you're from out of town, you're from out of town, so we here for the common cause
Yeah.
and common
Yeah.
reason. So it's love. So
Mhm.
I just wish we can promote love and
Yeah.
lead with love. That's what I would
Yeah.
There
say.
you go. Lead with love.
Lead with
I
love.
like that.
Yeah.
That needs
So
to be
I
on the
appreciate you guys for coming through.
Yeah.
It's always
This was
love.
great. This
I
was
like
great.
it. This
yeah.
was great. Yeah.
Well, make sure you collab with me on your illustrious TikTok page and stuff like that.
Anytime.
Again, as always,
Yeah.
we are recording from the Charlotte Podcast Studio. I'm your host, P.O. This is the Follow Suit Podcast. As a culture, we've been dealt a bad hand, but we're just trying to change the narrative of that. You guys be blessed.